Security All-Star with the top 5 things you should consider when purchasing and evaluating a home security system. Okay, let's talk about the 5 main criteria you should consider for your home, family, or business if you're evaluating a security system. This is the same thing that we do internally as a security company. We have criteria that we look at before we consider carrying a new product. And you have to understand, we get to carry whatever product we want. Whatever we want to offer to the consumer, it's our option. So if you don't want to buy from us, this will at least help you in making your decision. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go through a couple of companies and I'm going to eliminate those. And I have the 2 that we've chosen here by my side. But let me explain something to you. When people go look at buying a used car or a brand new car, the considerations are easy because most people are familiar with cars. Whether you're a first-time car buyer or whether you're a mom looking for small children or the minivan, all those things you're evaluating, usually one of the first things you want to evaluate is the safety of the car, meaning can it get you to where you're going? Is it safe for your family or children? Does it have a bunch of oil leaks? And then there's all these other things you consider as well. Long-term maintenance, short-term maintenance. Am I buying a $1,500 car that's going to cost me more to get fixed? You really kind of have a good idea when it comes to purchasing a car what you're looking for. But it's not always the same with security systems because there's a bunch of different options. The information is not as readily available. So again, I'm already going along and I wanted to. I'm going to help with these 5 main criteria. The very first thing that I want to consider, put my glasses on so I can read my homemade teleprompter, is you want to make sure that you're looking at the security of the system. After all, it's a security system, right? And when we look at security, there are 4 things that it has to meet before we will even consider carrying that hardware, because we're protecting our customers, your family, your business, your assets. And those 4 criteria is, first of all, dual path. Can this system talk over internet, meaning Ethernet and Wi-Fi, and does it have a cellular option out? And the reason it has to be dual path, and a lot of manufacturers will kind of try to use sleight of hand on this, can it talk over both those platforms at the same time? Because all you need to circumvent a lot of systems nowadays is either a pair of wire snips to cut the outside of the house or the building, or just simply a cell phone jammer to jam the cell phone. So all the systems we chose, we narrowed it down to 2, they both have dual path, meaning they can get out over Wi-Fi and Ethernet or cellular at the same time. The next is, does it have tampers that give supervisory fault notifications? Meaning, if someone comes and removes a magnet, or someone comes and opens a motion sensor and they take out a battery, do you get a notification about that? Well, you will be surprised. Some of the major brands that are out there, and I think Simplisafe is still this way, they do not give you supervisory faults, meaning if that is tampered with, you don't know it. 90% of home break-ins are done by somebody who knows you, somebody who's been there, or somebody who's installed something. So if it's 90% done by somebody who's been to your home or business, you need to think about they have the ability to tamper with your system. And the supervisory fault is giving you a text, email, or voice enunciation on your system that something's been tampered with. Very important. And then there's another one that's a little more sophisticated. It's encryption. And I'm not going to geek out on it and try to explain everything about it, what encryption is. But basically, if it's a little more sophisticated criminal, they can sit outside your home or business, use an RF sniffer, and they can get your codes to your home or business. I can tell you that some of the more common systems out there are not encrypted. So when you punch in your PIN pad code to get into your home or business, guess what? They have your PIN pad code. Very important that you make sure your system is encrypted. Now, that is the most important criteria for choosing a security system. The rest of them I'm going to give you are important, but that first one, which is broken down into 4 sections, that is the most important. And obviously you can see those here now. Number 2, ease of use. And look, we don't care if you like an old school system or a new school system. We want to accommodate every user with both. Both the Ultrasync HUB and the Colossus panel can be used like an old security system. You do not have to use an app. Or if you want to use the app and you're a little more sophisticated user and you like the automation, you like all the things that you can do with the locks, the lights, the cameras, then we have that for you too. It's in the same package. So we picked something that has ease of use both for you a little more sophisticated user or somebody that's my age or a little bit older that doesn't really care about the phone apps. Third criteria, and this is really important, and I don't know if we should have maybe put this second, but this is our third criteria is, and make sure I got my glasses on so I can read them all, is support and updates. I cannot tell you how many manufacturers we have seen go out of business in the last 15 years. I've been doing this about 15 years. This system is manufactured by Interlogix. They are the largest security manufacturer in the world. This is also the best price system that we have in the marketplace. Qualsys right now is the #1 selling security panel in the US. Both these systems are supported. They're not going anywhere. The app that's on this system right here is in about 3 million homes and businesses. So we've chosen something that we know is going to be around for a long time. You want to make sure that you have support and that you have updates, both by your manufacturer and by tech support. Tech support meaning we know when we call either one of these companies, if you have a problem, and if we have a problem with an update or firmware, I get support immediately. I do not have to sit in a long queue, and yes, I'm not politically correct. Both the support for both systems is offered here on the continental United States. And then you want to make sure that with that support you get firmware and software updates. Both these we've had no issues with whatsoever. We've seen other systems that people cannot get updated. As a matter of fact, there are some that are being end of life right now by a couple of major manufacturers. The fourth criteria is cost of ownership. What's this going to cost you both long-term and short-term? Just like buying a car. Are you buying something for $1,500 if you have to put $4,000 worth of, oh gosh, brakes, tires, electrical, all the things that need to be fixed on it? Your cost of ownership is hugely important. We are the low-cost leader with low-cost monitoring, and we also do not have a long-term contract. Now, there's other companies that offer these two pieces of hardware, but they do not offer that. And the cost of ownership also goes along with services. Do you get nickel and dime to death? Do you get charged for video? Do you get charged for every camera? Do you get charged for software updates? There's all these things that you got to consider when you're looking at your system. The Qualsys is a little more expensive because it has the alarm.com app. They do charge for some of the updates and apps. This one does not. The Ultrasync HUB, long-term cost of ownership is quite a bit less, but both of them are very solid, stable platforms. Okay, this is the last one. The fifth main criteria, the last one, is integrated services. It does not make sense in this day and age to have a separate app for your cameras, a separate app for your locks, a separate app for your thermostat, a separate app for your security system. We do believe in an integrated platform for security. So anything that you want to put on this, either one of these systems, both of them are exactly the same as far as the integration. They're even both integrated with the Amazon Alexa. So if you are really app crazy and you want to use those, you have that option also. But your security, your automation, your video, Amazon, locks, all those things are integrated on both of these systems. So you don't have to have a bunch of different places to go to on your tablet, phone, or home computer. I hope this helps. Probably a little bit longer than I wanted to go, but the last thing I told you, I was going to take a couple of systems off of there that we cannot support. And listen, we've been asked, will we sell these? So let me pick this up. We were asked very recently, would we offer the Nest Pro services? They didn't meet our 5 criteria. We were also asked if we would offer the ARLO Pro. Here's what our pricing is right here. There's several reasons why we don't think that ARLO Pro is a good option. And if you look at some of the other things that are on the market, Scout does not meet our 5 criteria. Simplisafe is not even close to meeting our 5 criteria. By the way, we're about the same price as Simplisafe, a little bit less on the monitoring, a lot less if you include the video. But those systems are 3 of the systems that we get asked about regularly. Now, no problem with Honeywell at all, except Honeywell is a little bit more expensive than we wanted to offer to our customers, so we don't carry Honeywell. But if you're in this market for a system, please look at us, securityallstar.com. We're going to be honest with you. We're going to share the same criteria if you call and ask questions. securityallstar.com. If you want to look at the systems, go to the search menu on the top right, just type in security system, and it will bring up 2 options, and then you can scroll through both options. You'll find most of the peripherals that go on, or you can pick up the phone and call us. There's always an American-based, English-speaking person who will pick up the phone as quickly as possible. securityallstar.com, providing powerful protection for everything you hold dear.